Hi guys, and welcome back to Momma Jess Knits. I'm Jess, coming to you from Virginia. Today is August the 17th, 2020, and this is episode 27. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry under Momma Jess Knits. I have a Facebook group under Momma Jess Knits, and I have a Ravelry group under Momma Jess Knits podcast, or you can email me at mommajessknits@gmail.com. How have you guys been? I have been busy. It's a good busy though. And I have no finished objects to show you guys. It's been exactly 10 days since I podcast last, so you would think that I would have some finished objects, but I do not. I do have 2 half-finished objects. So I have a good bit to show you guys today, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in and start showing you my half-finished objects. So the first one, I actually started this in July. It was supposed to be my July sock. Did not finish it. It is my Lolodidit Hippo for Halloween is the main color of the sock, and then the cuff, heels, and toes are done in Nitpicks Stroll and just black. So I got one of those finished, finally, right? Set that up there. And then my other half-finished object I'm really excited about. So if you've watched the past couple episodes, you know that I have started hand dyeing yarn and making project bags, and I had opened an Etsy shop. So I decided that I was going to follow some recommendations, one by my aunt and a couple other people, that I should knit up some samples of my hand-dyed yarns. So that's exactly what I did. And this is one of my finished objects, or half-finished objects. And this is in my Autumn Sunset colorway. Get a close-up of that. It was going to be a Halloween colorway, and then it was supposed to be a bunch of speckles, and some of them bled, and got a little speckle happy, so I ended up with this. And once I started knitting it up, I was like, that doesn't really remind me of Halloween. So here we go, Autumn Sunset. This side of it, you can tell it's got a lot more like orangey green. It's got a lot of purple in it and pink, hot pink. It kind of reminds me of a flower garden also, except for the black in it. So I think when I dye that again, I'll dye it without the black. So that is all the half-finished objects I have. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get into my works in progress. So I finally cast on my second Hippo for Halloween sock. So I've got the cuff and part of the leg done. And I have sorry. And that bag was in my Ginger Snap That bag. And this bag is a bag that I made and put in my shop and sold out that day. This is a mess up because I accidentally put the handle on upside down. So I kept the bag. My work in progress, I have 2 in here actually, but is my other Autumn Sunset sock. I think I just finished up the cuff and need to start the leg on that. Let's see. And then I have another work in progress in here, which is my mermaid tail yarn. This is hand dyed by me. There are some skeins of this in my shop right now. I did sell out, but I have added some more. Here's one side. Here's the other side. I kind of did this wonky pooling thing there, which I wasn't happy about, but you know, it's hand-dyed yarn. It's fine. Both of those are just what we call a vanilla sock pattern. There's no design or anything to it. It's just a basic, simple pattern. No, I do not have that pattern online, and it does not have a name other than Magic Loop Socks. So, it's one that I've been doing for about 5 or 6 years now. So, it's the first sock I ever made, and I'll be making them until I can't make anymore. Let's see here. That is all of my socks that I have to show you. I have in my I always forget the name of this. I know it's something to Mr. B. It is my Snickle and Mr. B bag that I won in a giveaway. Got a little fuzzy on it. And in here I have my covered shawl by Alicia Plummer. And let's see. I got a good bit done. Let me turn it this way. Sorry about all the crazy yarn ends. So right here is where I was when I last showed you guys. So I've gotten a good bit done. All of these little stitch markers. This is my favorite. Well, if I could get it to turn around. So cute. I won those two in a giveaway. So I got a good chunk of that done. And then Alicia started a campsite knit along. And she has, oops, sorry, I just closed some yarn in that little drawstring. Thankfully it's a drawstring and not a zipper. Sorry. Alicia started a campsite knit along, and it includes all of her campsite patterns, and she's got 2 shawls. Yeah, I think it's 2 shawls, a wrap, a pullover, a drop sleeve pullover, cardigan, and a kid's cardigan. And I have all of those patterns, including the new one that she just came out with, which is Campsite Days. And I decided that I wanted to dye some yarn for the Campsite Days, because I went through my stash and I had a beautiful hunter green color that I wanted to use for my campsite, and I didn't have enough. So the Campsite Days is more yardage, so I definitely didn't have enough for that. And the color that I'm using for my campsite, I didn't have enough of that color to do my Campsite Days. So I decided to dye some yarn for the Campsite Days, which is a gorgeous shade of green. I dyed it an emerald green, and it is still drying right now. We've had some rainy days, so I haven't been able to put it outside and let it fully dry. So it's kind of slowly drying in the house. But I went ahead and pulled from stash. I'm so proud of myself. Instead of buying more yarn, I pulled from stash and started the campside shawl. And I am using, this is about 7 or 8 years it's been in my stash. That's how long I've been waiting to knit this shawl, because I actually purchased this yarn for this shawl. Anyway, it's LRA Cozy Soft, and it's 25% superwash wool and 75% acrylic. One of our yarn shops was closing, and they were having a sale, so I, of course, bought some yarn. A lot of yarn, like a lot. But anyway, so get it all situated. I can't fully open it because I'm to the point where I've had to bunch it up on my needles. I will try to spread it out as much as I can. This is my campside shawl. There is it just getting blown out by the light, and I apologize. But anyway, so that right there is pretty accurate in the color. Sorry guys, but yeah, I just finished up chart B, and I will be going on to chart C later on today. I think the knit along goes until September the 19th. Could be wrong on the date, but I know that it goes through August and into September. So I'm hoping to get this done. I'm hoping that my yarn that I dyed will be dry and I can cast on my campside days. I know that I won't finish the campside days because it is a huge shawl. I mean, it takes like 1,000 and some yards of yarn. But I know I can at least get this one finished and get started on that one. There we go. It's nice and folded in half. So that's half the length of it right now, because I've got it folded right in half. This is a free pattern. The campside is a free pattern. The campside days is not. Actually, I think the campside is the only free pattern in that whole line. I'm pretty sure. And I am actually keeping that in another bag by me. And I've got the shawl. That crinkling you hear is the package to my my cord. And then I've got 2 full skeins of yarn down on the bottom of there, plus the skein that I'm working with right now. So basically 3 skeins of yarn and my shawl fit in this bag, if you're wondering how big my bags are. Yeah. Voila. So I'm doing that knit along, and then I've got 2 more works in progress to show you guys. This one I've been working on for a while. I pulled it out and worked on it quite a bit, and then I kind of set it aside because the campside knit along had started, and I really wanted to get started on one of those shawls, and I really wanted to be able to finish one of those shawls. So I've kind of set this aside since I've been working on it for a while. Let me Let me get to the front. Yeah, the front to show you guys. So it is my Find Your Fade, and I'm on the 4th. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't lose any stitches, because I also have this one kind of bunched up. But it's my Find Your Fade by Andrea Mowry. There is the tip of it. This little marker was where I was at the last time I showed you guys. So I finished up the lace, and I started adding the 4th color, which is this gorgeous skein, this is the skein that I planned this entire shawl around, because I bought this when we did the Virginia Yarn Crawl. The first year I ever went, and I can't remember, it's the only year I've been, actually. And then they've canceled it for this year, so. But this one is this beautiful yarn. There we go. And the color of this is called Boho Romance. I wish I had bought more than one skein of this, because I love it. But this is what my entire Find Your Fade was designed around, the skinny yarn. So it's got the purple, and the purple in this matches the purple at the end perfectly. This green was given to me by somebody who sent me a huge box of nitpicks yarns as like at Christmas time they kind of do a grant your wish thing, and I just asked, one of the wishes was like a box of goodies so they could go and run with it as much as they wanted, and this green was in that big box of goodies that I got, and I thought it goes well with the green in the Boho Romance. This peachy color is the Angora Mousse in the honeysuckle syrup, and it does have sparkles in it, which you can see perfectly right there. I won that in a giveaway from Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady. So that, so far, is going to be my beautiful Find Your Fade. I've only gotten a couple rows into the Boho Romance, fading it in. Some parts of it are faded so well that you can't tell what's the Boho Romance and what is the Angora Mousse. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm on the 4th color of 7. So I still have a good way to go. I'm halfway there. There we go. 4 of 7. I'm halfway there. That's just being housed in my great big tote bag that I used to put like all of my knitting projects in, and now that's the only one I can fit in there. Okay. I actually have some crochet to show you guys. I don't crochet often. I mainly crochet, like, I've done some scarves, dishcloths, blankets. That's what I mainly crochet, is my blankets. However, there is a shawl with pockets pattern going around. I've had lots of friends tag me in it on Facebook and ask me to make it. And so I decided to buy the pattern, give it a shot, even though I can't read crochet patterns for the life of me. So with some help from YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. I started the, it's called the Perfect Pocket Shawl. Let me take my crochet hook out. So weird saying that. Perfect Pocket Shawl. And that's all I've gotten done so far. It's pretty long. You chain like a bajillion stitches to start, but I get it because it goes, you know, around your shoulders and hangs down, and then it's got pockets. I don't know that that's hanging down as much as I'm gonna like, but anyway, I've had like 16 friends ask me to make this for them. So I went out and bought some yarn and got started on it. Here we go. This is it folded in half. So, yeah. That's another large shawl. That has got over 1,000 yards of yarn in it also. So we'll see. I've had to rip that shawl out several times. I started it. I got like the first, I think it was 8 rows done. And then realized I did not switch my crochet hook size when I got started on the other section. And then I realized I was going to have to rip that out. So I had to rip out the whole entire shawl, except for the beginning chain, because I had done that in the right needle, or the right hook size. So I ripped it all out, grabbed the right hook size, got started on the second section of the shawl, and realized I was doing it completely wrong. There was a stitch on there that I had never heard of, so I had to YouTube it, find it, rip out what I had done, restart. So now I've got like something like 20 rows of that to do. So it's a good thing I mastered it, because that's the biggest part of the shawl. So that was a little crazy. And that shawl, the pattern that I'm using is called the Perfect Pocket Shawl, and it's by Sonja, I'm so sorry if I messed that up, Hood. It's Sonja Hood. And I will try to link that below. And I went and looked for the yarn that she recommends, which is, oh my gosh, a Lion brand. And I found the yarn, but they only had like a really pretty orange, which I would have gotten and made for myself. But, you know, I'm not making these for myself. I'm making them for friends. And it's a commission knit. So, and then they had another really pretty blue that I would have made myself. But they didn't have any gray, and that's what most of my friends who want me to make this for them, that's what most of them want. So I ended up having to go with another yarn that whenever I looked on Ravelry, I saw that several people use that yarn, and now I cannot remember which one I got. I'll try to link that below. So yeah, that is all of my works in progress that I have going. Or at least all that I've been working on in the last 2 weeks since I podcast last. So now we're going to go to what's up next. And then I'll be going into shop update and what was in my mailbox. So what is up next? I still have to do my hippo socks for this month. I I have not even casted on hippo socks for this month for my box of socks. And I am completely caught up on that one. So I probably should cast those on within the next day or two. It gives me a little less than 2 weeks to finish a pair. We'll see. I've also decided not to put so much pressure on myself. And because when I put pressure on myself, I tend to not enjoy what I'm knitting. So what's the point of knitting if you don't enjoy it? So if I get the socks done this month, I get them done. If I don't get them done until next month it will be. I will also be casting on my Campside Days shawl and my emerald green yarn that I dyed. And then I dyed a new colorway, which is in my shop already. And it is called Fall Foliage. So I'm going to cast on a pair of socks in that colorway. That way I have, sorry, something just got my eyeball. That way I have a swatch showing how that kind of knits up. And that is all that I have in mind for August. However, I just remembered that Hes Locatelli does a fall knit along. So this morning I went through all my Hes patterns and have started pulling out stuff that I want to make for that knit along. And I'm not going to lie, my list is ginormous. I sign up to do this knit along every single year, and I have yet to finish a single project. Why, you ask? Why do I sign up, you ask? I sign up because Hes patterns are gorgeous. I own, I don't even know how many, and I need to knit them. I've never knit any of her patterns, I don't think. I went through my list. I'm so sorry. I went through my list of Hes patterns, and I'm starting to make a list of what I want to make. And the reason I have never gotten to knit any, I started one hat last year, and then I had to put it aside. But the reason why I have never gotten to knit any of her patterns is because we always have a craft show. And I'm always knitting stuff to prepare for that craft show. However, thanks COVID, we are not going to have a craft show this year. My kids won't even be stepping foot in their schools until January because we have decided to do, well, let me back up. I had decided to do virtual learning for my elementary children for at least 6 to 9 weeks to try to give COVID a chance to die down in our area. And then our school board decided that we were going to do virtual for all students for the first semester. So my kids won't be going to school, which means we won't be having craft show because craft show is usually in November. I don't even know if there's going to be any craft shows in the area. So I have decided that instead of doing a craft show, I would make a few things, put it in my Etsy shop, offer it to friends who have bought things from me before, that kind of thing. So the pressure is off to knit for craft shows. So I have time to knit in Hes Knit Along, which I'm excited about. So Hes Knit Along starts September the 1st and it goes through November the 30th. So I have a good bit and I have a good list of stuff I want to knit. So today, maybe tomorrow, maybe not till later this week, I'm going to go down that list and I'm going to pull stash yarn and see what all I can knit up from my stash. Super cute, like, pullovers. I've got, she is pretty well known for her boxy, and I have the boxy I have the original boxy, I have the worsted boxy, I have the V-neck boxy, and I have the little boxy patterns. And I think I'm going to try to knit my niece Tegan. Hi Tegan, if you're watching. I'm going to try to knit her a little boxy. And then, depending on how that works out and all that kind of stuff, if I have enough yarn, I might try to knit her bigger sister a matching one. Or one in maybe her favorite color or something. I have lots of nieces and nephews. And I would really like to start knitting them some stuff. Some of my nieces and nephews live in Florida, which makes it kind of hard. But if I knit it in a fingering weight, that might be okay. We'll see. Anyway, so that's also something I'm planning on doing, but that doesn't start till September, so we'll talk more about that in September. That is all that I have planned knitting-wise. I have lots of sewing to do, which is fine. I've kind of got it down to a science now, and a whole, like, line of how I do it. So I'm going to move on to things that I've bought or, that have come in my mailbox. I just realized I forgot one of the prizes I won. Oh well, I'll show it next time if I remember. So let's see here. I am so sorry for the crinkling. The bag is open. I just forgot to pull the yarn out. It just about fell out. So Lauren from Lolodidit, she has several clubs, but the two that I have subscriptions to are her Hippo for Little Celebrations and her Downton Abbey sock set. So I got my July sock set from the Downton Abbey Upstairs Downstairs Club. And I think this one's called She Married the Chauffeur? Yeah, Married to the Chauffeur. And so here's the here's the full skein. And it has got some gorgeous colors. And while I'm showing off those colors, I'm going to take a drink. Sorry about that, guys. I got a little tickle in my throat. She Married the Chauffeur. And she is, of course, talking about Sybil. Sybil's my favorite character, or one of my favorite characters. So that's the main color, and then I got this little mini. Woo, words today. And this one's called Eloped. So it'll be interesting to see how those knit up together. So that is that. And then I bought some more Lolodidit yarn. So Lola does like some summer colorways, and she retires colorways. And this is one of her most popular colorways, I believe. Sorry, guys. And this is Pretty Young Thing. And it is pretty bright. I think I got this on the last day that this was available before it retired. So I'm not sure if she's got any more in her shop or what. But super bright. Gonna make some awesome socks. I'm excited. Let's see here. I also bought from Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. She has been doing a summer camp sock along, which I'm doing it. And so she ordered some mugs and stickers and pins, and she's got some, I think, some stickers and pins in her shop that say, you know, Crazy Sock Lady, and she's got some that say Scrappy Sunday, which on Sundays she works on like all her scrappy projects, like socks, blankets, anything that she's using like her scraps for, which I got that idea from her too, to work on like my sock blankets. I do have a couple pairs. No, I have a pair of scrappy socks, and I'll probably will do more in the future. But anyway, she had like a shop update, and so I went and I got me a little progress keeper. And I got me a Scrappy Sunday mug, which I meant to use that yesterday, but I forgot. Plus, I wanted to show it before I used it. And I didn't work on any of my scrappy stuff yesterday. So, now I can wash my mug and put it in the cabinet and use it this coming Sunday. Okay. Last time on my podcast, I showed you guys a beautiful shawl cuff that my kid's band teacher made. He owns a shop called Third Branch Leather, and he's made a couple other shawl cuffs and sold them. Yay, I'm so glad. However, he sent me a picture of this, and I had to have it because as soon as I saw it and I heard the name of it, I knew it had to be mine. And that is the Dragon Scale shawl cuff. I'm trying to show that. Oh, yeah, there we go. It is black leather, which I do not have a black shawl cuff, which I wanted. So I'm glad that he made this, because yay. Very nice. I bought it instantly, and he was kind enough to come and deliver it in my mailbox because COVID. Here is his card, and I will link his shop below, but he has an Etsy shop. I don't know if he has any more of this one left or if he's sold out of this one. I forgot to look this morning, but Dragon Scale. Gorgeous. Or maybe it's Dragon Scales. I can't remember. But either way, I love it. It will get used. It'll get worn for sure. And I will continue to buy shawl cuffs from him because I just love them. Okay. Nitpicks. I love Nitpicks Felicia yarn. They do this to me every single summer. It's usually July and December, I believe, that they come out with new colorways. Y'all, I behaved. I mean, mostly behaved. I forget how many colorways they have. I want to say it's like 10. Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. I had 4 of them. So I got Vampire Vibes, which I'll probably make one of my daughter's socks out of this because she's into the vampire movies and stuff right now. I got What's It's Glory. I got Fiesta. Which each of these makes a sock. However, if you have something for heels and toes, you don't even have to have it for heels, toes, and cups, just heels and toes. Like a contrast color or different color. You can get a pair of socks out of this. And I'm not talking just a little pair of socks. Because I have knit my size 11 feet a pair of socks out of this. One of these. So yeah. Just a word to the wise. So I could technically get 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 pairs of socks out of these if I can find some contrast colors. Then this one is called Cupcake Karaoke. So yeah. So I got 4 colors of those. The end of the month yarn report is not going to be pretty because so far I added it up yesterday and I have got 20 skeins of yarn this month. However, the crocheted shawls, I got enough yarn to make 2 of those, and that right there was 8 skeins. So, I looked in my stash. I really didn't have enough in my stash to make those shawls in colorways people were wanting. So, I'm justifying that, but the others, yeah. And it's going to go up because I know for a fact that today in the mail, I will get my hippos for celebration for this month. So it's going to go up. All right. Shop update. I'm going to start out by showing you my newest colorway, which is Fall Foliage. Turn it around. Uh-oh. Turn it around. Beautiful little speckles. Let's see. Sorry. I am not very good at skeening up yarn, but I'm still going to give it a try. All kinds of speckles. Look at there. So yeah, I'm going to knit up or wind up and knit with one of those skeins of yarn. So I'll have a sample of what that looks like. I have made a lot of bags. 3 of which I've already sold out of, but that was my book bag. Like I said, I've sold out of that. It went the day that I posted it in my shop. I think I might have enough fabric to make one more of those, but I'm not 100% sure. And then I've made this one. I can't remember if I showed this on my last podcast or not, so I'm just showing it again, if I did. I have 2 of these in my shop. And I do have more fabric to make more of those. I did get some more of that fabric. Look at the little otters. So cute. Most of these are lined in solid colored fabrics. Let me see if I got any that are, yeah, no, all of these are in solid colored fabrics for the lining. I have dragonflies. Chickens. And roosters. Super cute. This fabric caught my eye one day in the store, and I had kept on eyeing it, and then when I went in the other day, I just had to go ahead and get it because they only had a little over a yard left of it. That's so cute. And then this lining is yellow to match the little rain boots. Anyway, I really like that one. And then for my sugar skull loving friends and fans, and then I love this one too, because I love fall. Who doesn't? My summer loving friends, that too. No. And that is it. That is all of that is in my shop. And I did get some more mermaid tail dyed up. I got a few more skeins over here. Because I sold out of that. And I also have a pre-order up. So if you go to my shop and I don't have any more mermaid tails, I do have a pre-order up. You can order through that. And as soon as I get as soon as I get it dyed up and it's dried, I will get it out in the mail to you. So it'll be at least a week before I can get it in the mail, because I like to make sure it is good and dry, because I do not want any yarn moldy, mildewy, anything like that. But yeah, so I've got a few skeins of that in the shop right now. And then I also have a pre-order up. And then, let's see, I put the Autumn Harvest, put that up in the shop as well. And the fall foliage is in the shop. So everything that I've shown today that I hand dyed or the bags, they're all in the shop except for, of course, the book bag, because I sold out of it. Sorry, guys. I went to go see if they had any more of that fabric, and of course they didn't. So I apologize. But so yeah, and I've got another sugar skull. I don't know if it's really sugar skull. It's not really sugar skull. Anyway, I've got several more bags that I'll be putting in the shop by Friday. My goal is to try to sew at least 10 bags a week and get them up in the shop. So, fingers crossed. That will happen this week, because last week I only got 5. But that's okay. Because I did dye a good bit of yarn last week. Anyway, so that is all of my knitting and bag making and yarn dyeing, yarn collecting, etc. I'm going to jump off here because I am just a little shy of an hour. and I have talked you guys' ear off. But I do apologize for not podcasting sooner. I think I said on my last podcast that I might have to start doing every 2 weeks instead of weekly. I just have more to show you guys if I do it every 2 weeks. I have been trying to get this podcast up since Friday of last week, and things just keep popping up. I live in a house of 7. There are 7 of us in this house, and I babysit. So, yeah, a little busy, a little crazy, a little loud. I think on this video you might have been able to hear Nimbus, one of our cats, growling at Bear because he came into my craft room, and I usually have the baby gate up so he can't get in here, but he got in here and she was not happy about it because she pretty much lives in here except for when she needs to eat and use the bathroom. But yeah, so I'm going to try to come back next week. If I can't make it next week, it'll be the week after that. We start school August 31st. Yeah, it was supposed to be next week, but they pushed that back too. So we start school August 31st, and so things will be a little crazy because I'll have all of my kids at home doing school. But anyway, I will get on here as much as I can, as often as I can. So please be patient. Please don't unsubscribe. Promise I'll be back. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. It just helps me get more viewers and get my name out there and that kind of thing. I will link my Etsy store and the designers and stuff all down below. And I hope you guys have a great day. I think it is not going to rain today. At least I hope not. It's beautiful outside right now. So I can get that yarn out there and get it finished drying so I can show you guys next time. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Keep on crafting. Bye.